Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Welcome to the American Airlines Arena, home of the Miami Heat, and a great, great venue for basketball. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Setting the floor for the Warriors. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot.
Yes, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Dishes it to Wade. Lots of room. Wade missing again.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of a great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. The feed to Barnes. Baseline try. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. We're about 1 minute into the first. Curry attacking. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. The Heat have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Goes up the baseline. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Well, out of the break, guys, he's managed to turn it over twice now, and that doesn't bode well for the rest of the quarter if he doesn't shake out of it and tighten things up.
And that one's good.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Curry following the basket by Chris Bosh. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Here's Green, and that's going to be a travel. And Miami has possession. 4-point game. Here's Dang. And he overshot that one, missing.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
That's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right on top of the other.
Time to just slow it down, make the simple play, and get a good shot. And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
That's good from Dang. And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season with 67 wins. That number, Clark, tying for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent that the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact.
Warriors have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul.
And that's 4 turnovers for him here in the first quarter alone. He's got to snap out of it.
He's trying to do too much. TMI, too much instinct. Just relax. Let the game come to you. Play in the flow. Stay within yourself.
Now Thompson, after the missed 3 from Luol Deng.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
The Heat have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. There's Dragic with the 3, and that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Warriors leading by 3. On its way from Curry for 2, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
The Warriors have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. And Green gets it to go.
And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
Well, a few more possessions like that, and they'll do more than sustain the lead, Greg. I think they'll start to put this thing away by pulling away.
Yeah, 3 turnovers so far, and the real issue is the fact that they're unforced, too careless with the basketball.
Greg, they've been out of sync since the opening tip. I mean, they've got to take better care of the ball.
Andre Iguodala, he's checked in for the Warriors.
And guys, nice to see Bogut out there, given all the injuries that he's had to overcome in his career. Just glad to see him at full strength.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Wade against Curry, and Wade sends it back. Deng passes to Whiteside. Here's Wade. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Warriors leading by 3. Curry kicks to Thompson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And despite some of the injuries over the years, Andrew Bogut still one of the game's best shot blockers, averaging well over 2.5 a game in his career. And Greg, he protects the rim like few others can. A rugged play.
And in last season, almost 3 block shots per game. And with all the offensive firepower around him, I think it really allows him to play to his strengths. That's why having a great team is about pieces of the puzzle fitting. He's a terrific piece for this group.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Spates with the block. To the inside. Livingston, no luck.
And getting back to Bogut, people forget he's a pretty good athlete. The reason he was drafted #1 overall way back when was because of his insane combination of size and movement skills. That's why he remains one of the excellent shot blockers in the league today.
And the Warriors making a change here. Azizi's checked in.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
And now we've got the intentional foul.
And when you talk about Bogut, I think the Warriors' incredible regular season inspired him. He didn't have to be the star. He just had to anchor that D. Sometimes when you give a guy a specific task to be the best at, that's when he delivers the most.
Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Now here's Iguodala. Mari Stoudemire missing his last shot. And again, no good by Golden State. There's 47 seconds left to play in the first. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
.43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now a timeout called by Miami.
They can't guard us on the perimeter.
So many
spread the floor nicely up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
My favorite is G.O.G. Their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. Some changes for Golden State. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala, and Ian Clark subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. Here's Wade. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
Guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of the season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Kept alive. Here's Richardson. Chance there to take the lead. Missing.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Clark kicks to Spates. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Spates has got his first points of the game. Inside. And Stoudemire, the bucket on the assist by Richardson.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet out.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Dang and Bosch, your small and power forwards. Dragic is out there with Richardson. And it's Whiteside in at the 5 down low.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
Here's Curry, and that's going to be a travel.
T.O. number 5 for him in the game, and that's way too high of a number for any one player.
And the Warriors with some changes. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Bogut. And it's Barbosa in for Klay Thompson.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like this, but the whole squad, wow.
The Heat trail by 11, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic.
Unnecessary turnover there. The risk-reward ratio on a pass like that, almost nil.
Green with a screen on Dragic. Here's Curry, and it's Miami with the rebound. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Richardson, good.
Great pass by Bosch there.
Assisted by Chris Paul.
Here's Curry. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Warriors leading by 9. A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it. But credit, you know, the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said.
Thank you. Man, they are starting to pull away here as the shots continue to fall.
Yeah, I agree with you. A big run taking place right now, and it looks to be the beginning of the end.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, but they've also protected the paint extremely well. You see that in their block shot totals, but also they've altered a lot of shots.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And it's blocked by Dang, but he recovers it from deep. Iguodala. Warriors the rebound. Tries yet again. And there's the nice layup by Barnes. Barnes has got his second bucket.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside. And, you know, for the Heat, despite the struggles, they still sold out every game here last season. They were among the top teams in the league in total attendance.
It's stolen by Dragic. And now here comes Bosch leading the break. Looking to end the run. Green with the block. That's tipped. And here is Barnes to the paint. Now the Warriors moving it up. Kicks to Dragic. Now Iguodala. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And the Heat all-time here.
And really, they showed up in force, even as the Heat fell to the back of the pack. The Heat only 20-21 last year at American Airlines Arena, but the fans love them all the same. Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
For the Heat, Josh McRoberts has checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. Winslow's checked in for Luol Deng. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Richardson. 1:12 left to play in the first half. Here we go, one-on-one. Johnson leaps for it, out of bounds. Golden State takes possession. Here is Livingston, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Thompson inside the line. The rebound by McRoberts.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Azili can't get it to go. The Heat trail by 20. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Winslow hits the front of the rim and out.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Now here's Spates. That drops and it comes off the assist from Livingston.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
Johnson attacking. Miami no good on that time either. And through one half, it hasn't even been.
Kevin, I'm here with Steph and Curry. And Steph, you guys really turned it on in that second quarter. What was the difference?
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Klay Thompson putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The 3rd quarter set to go moments from now. We will be right back here after the game.
Shout to my channel, youngfly585's. Shout to Dinosaur versus youngfly585's. Let's get it. Now we'll kill him again. We'll challenge.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the 3rd quarter started.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Thompson. He's got 14 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. And it's Barnes in at the small forward. And the Heat call time here. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off the team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Right side, good.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Barnes kicks to Green. Stolen by Bosh. And it's the Heat on the break. Dragic has got the ball, and it's sent back by Bogut. They recover it.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories. Rebounds just being one of them.
Bosh dishes to Dragic, and it's blocked. And he recovers it over Barnes. He goes up again. Hassan Whiteside again. Whiteside's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
The drive by Thompson, and yes, sir, that one drops.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
Near the three-point line, it's Wade. And the Heat call time here. Well, one thing that you can always say about Dwayne Wade is that he is at his best when the game is on the line. He truly lives for the big moment.
He does. And Wade has been in so many of those big moments over the course of his career. 5 trips to the NBA Finals, and he really does thrive under pressure.
Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the 3rd quarter.
Timeout.
Start it.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on them in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
It's stolen by Green. It's Curry with the drive. Misses in close. He'd have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Bosch misses. For so long, there has been this mindset that Golden State wins through offense. But their defense, Gia, you were talking about this, is where the true strength of this team lies.
Yeah, I think that's what's really allowed them to separate when you look at the rest of the league. I mean, they led the league in opponents' field goal percentage last season. And some nights, the shots weren't falling, but the defense always showed up.
And the Heat call time here.
And you know, with the Warriors, it goes beyond the stats. High character guys, tremendous culture. They had a lot of guys that could guard multiple positions and defend them well. That was a big reason they became champs.
And you just look at this Warriors roster, and there are a ton of defensive playmakers. That ability to switch everything and be fine is what made them so tough on the defensive side of the ball.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Andrew Bogut. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Kept alive. Here's Dragic, and the layup's good off the glass.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Curry kicks to Iguodala. Barnes passes to Thompson. Some nice passing by Golden State here. And it's Green missing.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Another miss by Dragic.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
And the jam by Andre Iguodala.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Wade. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And Curry, here we go. And it's sent back by Bosch. And he gets it back. Curry dishes to Thompson. Pass to Green. Second chance shot. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though. And I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about him. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
Ian Clark's checked in for Barnes. Here's Curry. Here's Green. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Green's got 10 points in the game.
Plays like that, the hustle plays on the backboard, the second chance points that have really caused problems all day for the defense.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on, he's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Again, Curry missing. Miami's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. There's Dragic with the 3, and the officials call a traveling violation.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that will keep you from cutting deficits, no doubt.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Spates comes in for Thompson, and it's Livingston in for Curry.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
That is in the gym range, partner. Kevin, he can pull up and knock it down from anywhere. You hear me? From anywhere.
And you know there's really no bad shot for a guy like him when he's firing a 3 like that.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Livingston. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. Wade drives in, and the shot is good.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
The Warriors have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
And it's Iguodala missing.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Here's Clark. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
Here's Dragic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And that's now 7 points for Goran Dragic. Space. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And the officials call a traveling violation.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and south.
It's deflected. Barbosa with the steal. Here's Azili. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Warriors ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Warriors shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Dragic is out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's Dang in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the Heat. It's Dragic with the drive. Here's Whiteside. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7. Whiteside's gotten 5 of his 7 shots to fall. It's Leandro Barbosa on the way. It's stolen by Dragic. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Warriors ball.
And here's Golden State. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
You know, that's hard to explain, that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
The Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Picked off in midair. Here is Livingston. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
For 3, Barbosa. Miami grabs the miss. Bosch has got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the inside. Got a piece of it. Here's Dang. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Here's Ezeli, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
I tell you what, that is some grown man strength on that attack.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Spates checked in for Golden State. Ian Clark comes in for Sean Livingston. 17-foot shot on the way. No good from Clark.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And the rejection by Ezeli.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. And here are the Warriors now. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Here's Wade. The 17-footer. And Bosch gets it to go on the assist by Dragic.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
Here's Clark. Excellent D from Wade.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season, said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix and to South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
And he's good on the second.
Checking out the game Goran Dragic is having. He's got 8 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. He's got a pair of steals.
Yeah, he's just made a lot of very heads-up plays, and his defense really has been a difference maker.
Here's Rush. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here, Dragic kicks to Dang. The kick out to Dragic. The wide open look here for Bosch. Outside Dang. Shoots over Spates. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
That's good.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
Dang attacking and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Maurice Spates. And what a tough position Luol Deng found himself in last year in a small forward swap of sorts. LeBron James goes from Miami to Cleveland. Deng goes from Cleveland to Miami. He had his choice. There was Atlanta that was in the mix there too, but he goes to the Miami Heat. He's bounced around a little bit, but still a very big talent.
He is. You know, he kind of likes following legends. Remember, Scottie Pippen was that great small forward in Chicago, and Luol Deng was the next heir apparent. So he seemed to be pretty comfortable stepping into LeBron's role. Unfortunately, not able to deliver at the same level. And let's face it, the problem is you can't make up for losing the best player in the game, and that's the case here in Miami for Luol.
The Heat have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Warriors have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. Count that one. Barbosa's got 4 points in the quarter.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
But they get it back. Here's Clark. The shot is off. Nice D from Dang.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
For the 3. Miami no good on that time either.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Deep 2 from Rush. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Warriors.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Thompson. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Miami's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Dragic from outside, and it's Spates with the rebound.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quiet.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
Back to Barbosa. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Azili gets the bucket.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Smooth sailing for Golden State. Here's Spates, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
Wow, just look at that lead. Both ends, they have been the team in control.
Yeah, and they put the fans simply on mute. They've not had anything to cheer about, and they've been silent.
Here's Rush, and the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his 5th foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Here's Clark, and Whiteside sends it back. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?
I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job of finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
Thank you, Clay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports Post-Game Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Klay Thompson. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching.
And that'll... Sports Crew. This is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
You watch a movie?